Queen Elizabeth II, 95, will be removed as the head of state of Barbados at midnight tonight. Her son, Prince Charles, 73, has jetted into the Caribbean nation for the handover ceremony on Monday. Barbados will become the world's newest republic as it swears in its first president, Dame Sandra Mason. The country will remain in the Commonwealth, but it will cease to be one of the realms of the family of nations. The Queen is the head of the 54-nation group, and will be succeeded in her role by Charles, the heir apparent. Against the backdrop of surging republicanism in Barbados, Hugo Vickers has insisted the Commonwealth is still an attractive prospect for many countries. The prolific author has published several books on members of the royal family and other 20th-century figures. He told Express.co.uk that there were major benefits to joining the Commonwealth, which is mostly made up of the former territories of the British Empire. He said, "There are lots of countries trying to join the Commonwealth, even countries that weren't part of the British Empire in the past." Mr. Vickers pointed to Algeria, which broke free from French colonial rule with the War of Independence in 192, as a country that may benefit from being part of the Commonwealth. The North African nation has applied to join the Commonwealth, although its application has not yet been accepted. Mr. Vickers said countries that are members get a lot out of it, because it's what the Queen calls the family of nations and they come together voluntarily. The historian claimed that the Commonwealth bonds also have a role in keeping peace between nations and making the outbreak of conflict less likely. He said events such as Commonwealth conferences and the Commonwealth Games mean nations are less frightened of each other. He added, "Hopefully there is less chance of a war or something, and I think that is one of the great advantages of the Commonwealth." Of course, there are trading advantages and all sorts of other things too, and the Queen absolutely loves it. Her Majesty's role as head of the Commonwealth will be brought into sharp focus next year, as the Commonwealth Games take place in Birmingham. In 2022, Britain's longest-serving monarch is also set to celebrate her Platinum Jubilee, in recognition of her 70-year reign. Buckingham Palace has already announced an impressive lineup of celebrations for the historic anniversary. An extended bank holiday weekend held from June 2 to June 5 will feature several high-profile events including a concert put on at the Palace by the BBC. The Queen has been taking time off from her busy schedule recently, but the Jubilee celebrations are still expected to go ahead as planned. Mr. Vickers, who was made chairman of both the Jubilee Walkway Trust and Commonwealth Walkway Trust, explained his expectations for the Queen in 2022. He said, "Next year people will have to come to her. In the early Jubilees she would go on fantastic tours of the Commonwealth. She would go to Australia, New Zealand, Canada and other places. Now, obviously, she won't do that. They are going to have that long weekend.